Hi and welcome. I'm Dr. Melissa Grill-Petersen, the host of the Get in the Ring Global Women's Summit. And if you're watching this right now, then hopefully you enjoyed the summit with us last week. It was an incredible 5 days. It was supposed to be 3. We had such an amazing outpour of love and requests for more that we did an encore performance. And I can't believe it was just 1 week ago today that we all got in the ring. So why am I back in front of you now? Well, I wanted to just take a few moments and just do what I do, which is talk to you heart to heart. I wanted to share some of my favorite moments, and I'm not sure how much of the summit you got to listen to, what your schedule allowed for, but I got to sit in a pretty special seat. As the host, as the main interviewer, I got to spend time, over 30 hours with these amazing women, and I really began to hear a theme and a thread that went throughout just about every person's talk. And when I took the body of work, the 3 days, and I really looked at it and I said, here's our path. Here is our direct line to how we show up, you and I, every day to have that winning strategy, to be able to go head to head with any competitor, big or small, and to be able to take the hits, come what may, and get back up and stay in it to win it. So if I may, I want to share this with you. I'm hoping that you're going to enjoy it. I know you watched the summit. I know you found some valuable moments in that. So part of it is interesting because I even went through this a little bit today myself. I spent almost 2 months putting the summit together, all the behind the scenes things that happened, from calling, connecting with the speakers, coordinating schedules, planning the interviews, working with my web design. Heather's an amazing woman. She's the one-woman show that made the whole website side of it happen. All the content, all the development, I did all that. And so it was a passion project for sure, because I just felt so absolutely driven by mission and purpose to connect with you and to help you, because I work with women every day who are beat down, who have felt like they've hit the lowest of the low. They're sick and tired of being sick and tired. They're stuck in the muck, if you will. They're stuck. They're overwhelmed. They're paralyzed. They're afraid. They're worried. They're comparing themselves. They're judging themselves. They're their own worst critic. And they want to succeed. They want to thrive more than anything. And yet they feel stuck. And when I see this happen again and again and again, of course, from this chair that I sit in as Dr. Melissa, they're coming to me because all the other things have begun to really impact their physical and mental, emotional health and well-being. And so they raise their hand and say, okay, I want to put myself back together again. Where do I start? How do I do it? And so we begin to work together. But years and years and years of seeing this, I said, we're all dealing with it. As women especially, men do too. Don't get me wrong, ladies, our men do too. So we have to have a little appreciation for them. They're not as strong as they make us think that they are. But we are faced with this. And again, I spoke about it several times during the summit. It's because we have this desire to do everything that we do so well. We have very high standards for ourselves, right? And so we hold ourselves to those standards every day. And sometimes it's hard to live up to our own high standards and expectations of what we place upon ourselves. And so I'm sharing this because 2 months, the summit goes live. It was wonderful. And the last 2 days, I've been feeling like, now what? Now, trust me, there's a lot more happening behind the scenes, but my brain is kind of like, man, I've been spending so much time and energy and enthusiasm and mission and drive and purpose on this passion project. And now it's launched. It's ended. Now what? And that's one of those moments where it was like being hit down to the mat. I felt kind of like, oh, it's over. And it was great while it happened, but now what? And being in that space, I was feeling some uncertainty, some pressure, a little bit of self-imposed pressure of, okay, on to the next. And it was just this, instead of really feeling the moment of, wow, it went by fast and I loved every moment of it, and now it's done. And I loved the engagement. I loved the community. I loved what was started. And now what? Again, there's more to that and I'll share, but I had to just honor that feeling, right? I had to be in that space. And so with that, I'm going to share with you kind of the highlights of what all of our speakers spoke about, myself included. And today was one of those days of taking my own advice, of taking the sage advice of all of our brilliant and beautiful speakers that helped to guide us last weekend at the Get in the Ring Global Summit. So step one, it's really all about awareness. Now that's my word. I've always kind of said, I'll tell you my thing in a little bit, but I love that Mary Giuseppe, she's the author of Live Straight Up with a Twist and, former Ford model, frequently appears on the Today Show. She's a brand and image consultant, sought out around the world, and just an amazing human being, truly. But what I loved that Mary said was, how are we showing up in the world? Okay? For me, that's awareness. So how are you showing up? How am I showing up? Today, I was showing up disappointed, unclear, felt like I've lost my direction. Our speakers talked about moments of severe depression, chronic disease, cancer, financial ruin, physical abuse, mental abuse, drug abuse, sexual abuse. We heard some really powerful stories from many of these women, right? That they came to a moment, they came to the space in their life that was many moments added together, but they got there one way or another, and they began to become aware of, how am I showing up in my life? What is my life reflecting back to me? Is it showing me the picture of what I really want, of who I really believe that I am? Or is it showing me the exact opposite of who I believe I am and what I really desire? And in those moments that each and every one of our speakers had that moment of true self-realization, of accountability, of authenticity, and it's not always comfortable, ladies. It's just not. Okay, let's just be real. It's hard to sometimes look at yourself in the mirror and go, I don't like you. I'm not proud of you. I'm embarrassed. I thought that it would be different. This is uncomfortable. But the beauty of that is, as Andrea Gomez told us, is that there's beauty in those negative emotions. Okay, and it's important just to feel. So step one, how are we showing up? Begin within that moment, right? And feel the emotions of it, because there's feedback in it. There's information. And for every one of our ladies, that became step number 2. It became their defining moment where they showed up differently in their life. And they made a decision. They made a choice that forever changed the course of their path. Now, if you tuned into my first segment where I talked about the power of B equals MC squared, I really highlighted how it's got to matter enough, right? Tony Robbins has said it. Napoleon Hill has said it. So many great speakers out there. Les Brown. We don't get our shoulds. We get our musts. And so the defining moment becomes that must factor, not I should get out of this abusive relationship. I should go find a career that inspires me. I should stop working for this company that's sucking the life energy out of me. No, it became I must quit this job. I must get off this medication. I must leave this marriage. I must find my path. I must claim financial health and wealth. I must get into that ring and go head to head. It became a must. And then step 3 that each and every one of our speakers, and myself included, took was action. Okay, so they took action regardless of if it was a win or a loss. If it was a win or a loss, they took action. They made their choice and they said, I'm showing up. I'm going to do things differently. What I was doing is no longer working for me, so let me begin to go in a new direction. Okay? And the wins, the losses, Sharmell Huffman, and she spoke on Birthing an Empire. She is COO of Reality of Wrestling television show. She was the queen of the ring with World Wrestling, the World Wrestling Federation, and she's amazing. She's one of my dearest friends, and she's been in the entertainment industry forever, and literally and figuratively in the ring. But she was also the former Miss Black America. She was the Miss Black America when the whole Tyson scandal went down. Talk about a time to be the queen. She was riddled by controversy. She is a queen, however, and what she talked about in that presentation, and this goes into our action, is that there's beauty in losing. So she got into the pageant world not to win and be the queen. She got in it to compete against herself and to set the bar, the standards, to say, I want to see what I'm capable of, and I want to get out there and I want to do my best each time. And as long as I leave it all in the ring, so to speak, right? I go in there and I give my best, I be my best, I show up to my fullest, well, then I've won. And in the loss, she recognized that it was about other people's perceptions, judgments. It wasn't always a fit, but she didn't take that on as her self-definition of being a loser. Do you understand? She didn't allow the judgments or the circumstances that surrounded her to define her. And she really reminded us that there's beauty in losing. One of my favorite books is The Power of No. It's go for the no. Go out there for the no's. Don't always go looking for the yes and for the perfection. I want to challenge you. Get in the ring and go for the smackdown. Be ready to take that bump, right? Because that's when you really understand your resilience, your grit, what you're made of, and your willingness to stay in it to win it. Now, here's the thing. You took that all in, and I know that you've been practicing that during the week, and you're moving through that and having some experiences. But today, and I kind of live by this, if you will, right? So today, I hit the mat. I was in that place of, well, now what? And I took a moment, and I was feeling a little stuck. You just directionless, I think, is the better word for me. I really was just kind of like, and I was snuggling with my puppy dog for a few minutes, and I was just laying there, and I was just doing some breathing and just telling my brain, it's okay just to stop trying to figure this out. Just have some space, breathe, be, and just enjoy this moment. And so I allowed my head to switch off from trying to figure out the answer of what's next and where do I go and what steps do I have to take today and what's my action list and all the things, because today is my day. I'm working from my home office and I've got tons that I should be doing. And I just said, just stop. And so feeling a little out of sorts, just laying there and giving my brain permission to think to not think at all, actually, is when the answer came. Which is what meditation is so great for, right? Having those spaces of silence, the moments when we're willing to just get up and walk away so that something more can emerge through. And as I was snuggling her, my inner voice, that inner guidance said, say yes. Say yes, Sharzad. She talked all about that, didn't she? She told us all about the power of saying yes. Jules talked about it, the power of saying hell yes. Yes to what you want. So I got back stuck in that headspace of trying to figure it out and trying to micromanage and create the next step, when I was like, no, wait a minute. All I'm supposed to do is say yes. I'm supposed to say yes to continuing this mission. I'm supposed to say yes to continuing to help women around the globe thrive. That's what I'm supposed to do. And so I gave myself permission. I became aware. How am I showing up? Well, I'm showing up a little bit of, unsure. I felt that feeling, okay? And I made a choice just to give my brain a break. And believe it or not, the action I chose to take, the more action I tried to take, the more I was stopping myself. So I actually chose inaction. I chose to step away for a moment. And then it came to me to say yes. And from that moment of saying yes, it's literally, I'm hearing Jacqueline Mullen's voice come through and saying, move through and start anew. Move through and start anew. You're going to get stuck. Because here's the thing, ladies. Look, I'm living proof, and we all have it. It doesn't make us any less of an amazing woman to go, I'm having a day. I'm just stuck. I'm confused. I'm feeling frustrated, or I'm feeling unsure about myself. Okay? It's okay. But in that moment, feel it. Look at how you're showing up in the world. Is this what you do want or don't want? Okay? What do you want? Jules broke it down really easily. Don't put all the layers and the levels. What do you want? And for me, I just want to say yes to helping you thrive. I want to say yes to helping countless women and men. And right now, I'm starting with my sisters, because us ladies, we're in this together, and we've got to lift ourselves up, because we have pushed ourselves down and worn ourselves out to such an extreme that it is devastating. It's hurting you, it's hurting your relationships with your children, with your spouse, with your family, with your community, with your finances. Because when you become too burnt out, when you become too stuck, when you become too unsure, and the voices in your head are just looping and looping, and you're just feeling, then you're not being your amazing, authentic, beautiful, divine self that you're here to be. You're stuck in the muck and in the chaos and in the falsities of the smoke and mirrors, and that's not who you are. You're trying to play everybody else's game, and you're forgetting that sometimes you just need to breathe. You need to feel. You need to notice what life is showing you. Is it what you do or don't want? Say yes to what you want. Move through and start anew, and then rinse and repeat. Awareness, choice, action. Awareness, choice, action. Right, consistent actions every day. Now, if you're like me, you will have days where you get stuck. You'll have days where you're not sure where to go. You'll have great enthusiasm, amazing intentions. Your heart is in the right place, and you're like, yes, Melissa, I'm going to thrive. We're going to do this. Let's go. And then you go back to your desk, you get back in your car, you sit in the same traffic, your life happens again. Your environment that you live in is still exactly the same. Your head may change, your thoughts, you may have a new point of inspiration, but your world hasn't changed. An environment very much impacts our physiology, how we're thinking, how we're feeling, how we're moving, how we're breathing, meaning you're being triggered unconsciously. You want something different, but yet things keep happening unconsciously. And for all your right excitement, enthusiasm, you take 2 steps forward and 2 steps right back. And another year goes by and you feel like, gosh, another year. I'm not where I want to be. I'm not even close to where I want to be. And I'm actually further behind than ever. What do I do? How do I break these cycles? How do I lose this weight? How do I get my energy up? How do I get my health back? How do I build a business that I'm proud of, that I'm excited about, that stirs my soul? What the heck is my destiny? What's my purpose? Why am I here? Why can't I experience a greater sense of love and joy and happiness and bliss and peace in my life? Okay? Every time we start to end one year and get ready for the next, it's like we put that microscope on ourselves, right? And we point out every wrong thing that we didn't do and every backslide that we took. And so there's more added pressure because we think if we just make ourselves feel badly enough, that this will be the year that we make the change. That's not how it works. Look, you and I both know pain is a short-term, pain does motivate us. But it's a very poor long-term motivation strategy. You can make yourself feel bad all you want. And yes, you'll do something. You'll get out of the fire. Ooh, that's uncomfortable. Let me change that. So you do. You do for maybe a week or maybe 2. Maybe you go on a diet. Maybe you change the way you're driving to work. You try to be more patient with your children or with your husband or with yourself. You go and you start to work out. You take a new action. And you do it for a couple of days. You do it for a week or 2. And then you start to get enough of a shift that you're not in as much pain anymore. Okay, well now there's no pressure. Get me? When there isn't the pain to propel you, you start to backslide. And then you end up in that painful place again. Oh my God, I've put 5 pounds back on. Oh my gosh, I'm not sleeping again. Oh my gosh, I'm staying up all night. I'm feeling depressed again. And I'm eating all the bad foods. And I'm hanging out with the wrong people that are negative and they drain me. And I just want to be somewhere else and I'm not. Okay, first, it's okay. It is human nature. But you have the ability, if you're not experiencing the fullness of your life to the level that you want and that you desire, and I'm telling you, you deserve it. It's who you are. It's who you're here meant to be. Then you may need to say, I need a little help. Ladies, listen, this is all about really creating exactly what you want. You don't have to do it on your own anymore. We're not meant to do this on our own. Listen, I wouldn't be able to be here standing in front of you, helping you to thrive if I didn't have my own support team. I've got coaches that I pay for and I invest in and I have for years. They help me when I need a sounding board, when I need that support. I go get coached. I've got my own mastermind group. I've got my team of girls, not only my girlfriends, but I have this mastermind group of incredible, powerful women, like-minded, kindred spirits. I engage, I connect. I don't try to be the one-woman show. There was a time in my life when I did, and I actually thought that was a badge of honor. I thought I was supposed to be able to show the world how I could do it all. And all that happened in that was it wore me down. It wore me out. I was working so much harder. I was making less money than everybody else. I was working longer hours than everybody else. I was getting less sleep, less time with my family, and starting to feel really crabby all the time. It's not who I am. It's not how I choose to be showing up in this world. And I had to take that moment to say, wait, how am I showing up? Who's doing this to me? I am choosing to do this to myself. And it wasn't easy at first to learn how to ask for support. I thought as the coach that I was supposed to be, I was the one that everybody always came to for help. I never thought I was allowed to ask for help. I don't know why, but I really didn't think that I was allowed to ask for help. I thought that I had to figure it out, toughen it up, find the answers, and so I kept so much in for way too long. And then I realized, no, the coach needs a coach. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. I need to do exactly what I'm asking my people to do with me. I need to be able to be walking that same talk. And when I started opening myself up, and going and seeking out these amazing mentors and coaches, that is when my life, that is when my career completely unfolded in an entirely new direction. The one of mission and purpose and passion, the one that I always dreamed about but kept getting stuck. I would be there at the end of every year going, here's the new year, and here I am, no closer. I'm building everybody else's business, not mine. I would be frustrated and go, okay, this year's going to be different. But I didn't realize that it wasn't supposed to just be me as the one-woman show. And when I figured it out, that it was necessary to have a support team, people that genuinely cared about me, that could help see things from a different perspective, that weren't in it with me, that weren't attached to me, that weren't my girlfriends telling me this way or that were neutral. I don't know you, but if you and I end up working together, I'm going to be able to give you a perspective that your girlfriends or your spouse or your mom wouldn't be able to because they're too close to it. They know you, they're going to take a side, they're going to put their filter and their judgment. As your team of coaches, we're here in an unbiased place, and our total and complete commitment is to supporting you in actualizing what you tell us that you want to do. You want to write a book, you want to start a new business, you want to leave a marriage, you want to be debt-free, you want to have a baby, you want to be a better parent, you want to get healthy, you want to lose weight, you want to overcome chronic disease, whatever it is you want to do. This team is absolutely perfectly planned and designed to be able to help you achieve that and so much more. So listen, mark your calendar for November the 5th. That's when enrollment is going to open. It's only going to be open for 3 days. From November 5th to November the 8th, we're going to be accepting applications. When we have our 25 candidates that qualify, that are that perfect human design match, then enrollment closes and classes are going to begin the week of November the 10th. Now listen, we are going to jump in with love, with light, with fun. It's all going to be accessible. It's not going to be more information. Yes, you're going to get inspired information, but more than that, you're going to get engaged, directional coaching, support, and action. You're not going to just be listening. You are going to be clear. You're going to be on purpose. You're going to learn your destiny. You are going to have the most in-depth human design analysis, and you're going to really learn about who you are, your strengths, your weaknesses, even more than you already know. Trust me, as I've learned mine, it's been a game changer. It's been so fascinating. It's literally helped me to work so much more efficiently, align my team differently, and build the bridges that I need so that not only can I succeed, but when I succeed, that means I'm helping you succeed, because my mission, my passion, my purpose is to help you thrive. if you're ready to stop surviving, if you're ready to get back in this ring with me and the small group of an amazing group of ladies of trainers that are going to be perfectly matched to you, to help you have those bridges built so that you can absolutely break through and break free to create the life you love, then mark your calendar, November 5th. Make sure you apply, 3 days to enroll, and then you'll be getting notifications on when classes begin. It has been an amazing experience. Please, I want you to email me, ladies. Go to Facebook, go on to Dr. MGP, or go into Get in the Ring group, and I want you to tell me your experiences, what resonated with you, what you love, what you want more of, because we're already planning next year's summit. So this is just the beginning. You and I, together, we can continue to be the change, but we've got to stay in it to win it. So if life has knocked you down, remember, your circumstances do not define you. You are the one who gets to be at choice. You are the one that gets to determine who you are, who you want to be, and who you're here to be. And as you're ready to be supported, to truly own your power, to live your purpose, and to share your destiny, well, then the team here at Get in the Ring is ready to support you. November 5th, apply. I can't wait to see you back in the ring. From my heart to yours, you are amazing. You are brilliant. Keep shining your light. I'm Dr. Melissa. Stay in it to win it.